Hey gang, FLX Beer Reviews, back with another episode of As the Beer Swirls. I'm Dan.
I'm Mike.
I'm Matt. My name's Matt. With one T, like the thing you wipe your feet on.
Dan, what are we drinking?
Oh, Mikey boy, we have another beer from the Rising Storm Brewing Company of Avon, New York. This is our Battle Scars, and this is an India Pale Ale with Columbus and Nelson Sauvin hops, coming in at 7.2 ABV. And we are looking at a date of 7/13. Pretty fresh.
Give me the deets on Rising Storm. I've reviewed a couple of beers from them from my buddy George. Like, what's their deal?
So basically, Rising Storm is, if you're familiar with Mortalis in the area, it's probably about, 10 minutes?
Other side of the tracks.
Yeah, other side of the
northwest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could literally like draw a line from like other half to Mortalis to Rising
Basically,
Storm.
Yeah,
kind of thing
it is a great day if you're gonna head on out to.
Do they have like a specific like style they crush, or they kind of do a lot of different stuff?
Their sours are really good.
Yeah,
they're pretty solid. They have like a whole. They'll switch them up and do different versions of them, and they're all like all the names of the beer. Well, most of the names of the beers are like hip hop. Reference names.
Yeah.
What's Battle Scars? Who's that?
I want to say. Is that Mobb Deep?
Battle Scars Shogun.
It could be Wu-Tang.
Because they love Wu-Tang.
So yeah, basically a lot of Wu-Tang references. They kind of use their logo a lot, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have Kareem. It's coffee rules everything around me. Cream ale.
So It Was Written series.
Yeah. But sours, that's what I knew them for, and then they started making IPAs. They were kind of all right, and they've been getting a lot better.
That looks sexy. I'm not gonna lie to you. My favorite part of it, though, is the Brook Hollow Winery logo on the front of this. But yeah,
proper glassware, right?
Oh, of course.
It was okay, but the logo on the glass was top notch.
And then, as far as these guys, what was it? Jeez, how long they've been around?
Oh, man, they've been around a few years now.
Yeah, right off the bat, maybe 4 years.
Yeah, 3-4 years, I think.
So, I think
they're fairly new, but
we have a
pretty
special
well
guest in the
established.
background. But
What's that?
I was just saying we have a special guest in the background.
Emphasis on special.
Yeah. Get a nose on it.
Yeah.
Get a whiff.
Get a whip.
That smells really fucking good.
That does smell good.
That's pretty vibrant. What's the ABV in this? It smells like a
7.2.
It has a big, hefty kind of nose on it.
So I don't think I've ever had a beer with like Nelson and like Columbus.
Well, you probably have. It's weird. It's like kind of like one of these things where like a lot of breweries don't put Columbus on a label.
Yeah.
It's typically like a Whirlpool hop that they don't talk about because it's such like an old school hop, like your old school Centennial, Cascade, Columbus. They don't talk about, but that shit's like coming back in vogue. So now a lot of people are, because a lot of beers, when you have like a Citra IPA, it's 99.9% it's not Citra. It's a bunch of other hops to make a really good base, and then they showcase the Citra in that beer. So you've almost certainly had Columbus a bunch of times. You just never actually knew it. But it has this. I mean, what are you getting? Let me go that way.
So I'm getting like a white wine kind of grape kind of tones to it, almost like a grassy.
Yeah.
I mean, Nelson Sauvin kind of gets that kind of white grape thing going on, but this one actually for me, and I don't know what it is, and I know it's not Columbus. I'm getting this kind of like perfumey, soapy, florally thing.
That's what I'm
like. It's like, but not in a caustic kind of like sprayed in the face in the mall kind of shit. It's like a perfuminess, like a florally, like bright, like a flowery, perfumey kind of thing going on, which is really cool because I don't really associate that with either Nelson or.
Mine was kind of like along those same lines. It was like you were walking by one of those decorative.
Yeah, Victoria's Secrets, and when you walk about a door, almost like you get a whiff.
I accidentally went in, and then I came back out.
But then I walked by Bath and Body Works, and then they came back.
They had a little bowl of Victoria's Secret decorative soaps, and I got a whiff of that real quick.
Honestly, I think it smells awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It smells great.
But there is that Columbus in there that is this kind of
like a little bit of malty, like.
Well, not spicy. It's like a spicy hop, like a bittering old school tannic hop. Like when you're talking about Columbus, you're talking about your old school kind of like West Coasty vibes, but more like herbally kind of key like hoppiness. It just smells really good.
So is the Columbus, is that supposed to be like then they're just backgrounding that to give you a couple little extra essences in there that maybe the main hop isn't going to give you?
Well, typically when you talk about New England style IPA, you're talking about trying to drop out all bitterness completely. So you're not going to typically see what a lot of breweries call like the C's, you know. Cascade, Chinook, Centennial, even Citric and Volner. So there's the classic C hops were the ones where you're talking about old school IPA, the Pliny's of the world, the Sierra Nevadas of the world, those kind of things. So that came out of vogue for so long. So people don't, they still use them, but they just don't call them out in labels.
Right.
That shit's coming back now. So this is like New England style IPA, but with the old school kind of bittering hop. So I'm guessing there's going to be decent bittering in this beer, but I'm really curious to find
I
out.
should find out, boys.
Yeah.
All right,
Cheers.
brother. Cheers. That's smooth.
I thought it was going to be more like bright based off of that nose. It's
Right.
actually quite bittering, and it does have a decent kind of carbonic acid kind of thing going on, which is like a seltzer. You ever drink straight seltzer without any kind of?
I'm glad you brought that up, man, because I hear that all the time, and I'm just like, I think I've experienced that, but I'm like not sure.
It's not hyper aggressive, but it's definitely there. Basically, a lot of breweries put higher levels of carbonic acid in beers to kind of cheat on hops, so they don't have to put as much bittering hops in a beer. So it's like almost like MSG.
Okay.
So you're kind of making something more flavorful without adding that kind of stuff. So it's like they're doing it here. It's not hyper aggressive. It's not like Trillium level or Dancing Gnome or Foamy level.
Right.
But it has that in there. But there was that super sweet floral thing in the nose, which you actually don't really get at all in the taste whatsoever. It's more of kind of like an undersweetened kind of OJ, pulpy OJ with a little bit of seltzer water in it. That's kind of how it drinks. Like, think of your cake, plain seltzer, not flavored seltzer water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not like alcoholic seltzer, just seltzer water. You mixed it with a pulpy orange juice. That's kind of how it drinks for me.
Okay.
There is, man, I think, now that you said it, I can't get it out of my mind. I hate that, like, if someone says, oh yeah, this is that, but then you start to focus on
It's
it.
not a bad beer though. That's
No.
the thing. I don't hate it. I
No.
like it, but it's like what it gave me on the nose, that florally fun
Right.
thing and that white grapey kind of Sauvini thing. It just didn't follow through, and that's kind of what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I really enjoy this beer, but at the end of the day, I think, like, this is kind of like a one and done for me. It's not something I want to, like, have a couple of at the brewery. If I was at the brewery, I'd be like, oh, that was all right. Let's move on to the next guy.
Or even in the setting, like we split a can between 3 people.
Right.
Perfect. Let's drink it. Let's move on. See what's what. And go from there.
Yeah, this is crazy. So, dude, we're doing a review, massive beers, dropping descriptors from raining down upon us.
I've never heard of the guy, but he
Bring
seems
that
all
heat,
right.
son.
Yeah. So we
Fastballs.
figured we'd introduce him. He's fairly new to the game.
And this guy.
So,
we got it.
you know.
What's your name, Jim?
Jim
We got
Croce.
Jim in the background.
Jim Croce.
Jim Croce. All right.
Maybe you'll
Sing us
meet
a
him
song,
later.
pal.
All right, guys.
Vitamin K for the win.
Yeah. When we get.
All
How
right.
much does this cost?
This I believe was $13.99.
Are all this stuff brewery only?
No,
Okay.
they are.
Were
reaching
they
out-
brewery only pre-pandemic?
Yes.
Okay, so it's got, they had to put.
And
that
now
out
we're
there.
seeping our ways into Wegmans,
Yeah.
Okay.
places like
It
that.
just
So
started right before the pandemic.
if you want Rising Storm, you can find it.
There you go.
So, thanks for
Cheers,
watching, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.